Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first edition of Dranak Plays Xenonauts. I am your host, the aforementioned Dranak. This will be a run through playing on Insane difficulty, Ironman mode. I do not have any mods installed. However, I have edited the game config files in a couple of different ways going into it. Namely, I have turned down the delays between terror missions, alien base constructions, and alien base assaults. By default, those values all range between, I believe it's 15 and 25 days. They are now between terror missions can occur every 5 days. Bases, I believe I set to be able to be built every 15 days, and base assaults are possible, I believe it's 10 or 15. I forget exactly which I chose. So, without any further ado, let's begin. Insane on, Iron mode on, and begin. Alright, well, since we're playing this with the difficulty turned up, the obvious choice is the Middle East for our first base. So let's just go ahead and do that. Clever name for a base. Don't know that it's clever or not, but we will call it not a secret base. First things first, let's do 1.5 million to work with. Well, first things first, let's build another living quarters. I'm going to be cranking out foxtrots here, so 2 hangars, not a workshop, med centers, nice to have. Optimistically thinking people will get wounded but not die. Radar, hangars, living quarters, storeroom, labs, that's pretty good for day 1. And we'll just go ahead and jump up to 15 scientists. 1.3 million. Yeah, let's do a day 1. Let's go fast expand. Cuba, Dominican. Oh, let's be a proud American and build our base in Cuba. Nothing to see here. Just as we'll keep the theme going. And did I build radars on my first base? I did not build more radars. Let's build more radars. And hey, our first contact. Not a secret base. I am gonna get these names so confused and regret these names, I'm sure. Blah, blah, blah. Super secret air combat technique for light scouts. Boom. Giving away all my secrets in the first video, I know. Alright, since we downed a UFO, let's go ahead and set up the duders. First things first, Ryan Lord. Do I have New Zealand, Canadian, French, American? Do I have... okay, I have 1 Brit. Part of me feels bad for doing this, Sergeant, but Christian Morris shall now be the man known as Chris England. For those of you who don't know, he's actually the lead developer for this game, and, well, he's probably going to die a horrible, horrible, painful death in this game, but we'll try to avoid doing that. The Ryan Lord, as long as I'm throwing Chris in the game, we will put myself in the game. As a mere corporal, probably also going to die many times over. Up next, Claire Powell. Claire Powell. Or... we'll come back to Claire. Nothing clever's coming to mind there. For this dude, Curtis Robinson. Slightly amusing. Let's go Winnie the Pooh here. Christopher Robin. Probably get far more amusement out of that than I should. Megan Roach. Oh, let's be a little bit of a StarCraft 2 fanboy, and we're going to name her Scarlet. After, of course, the Canadian Zerg. Is it French? I think I had, well, whatever. Close enough. Who's next? Bradley Patterson. No, that's a terrible name. Your name shall be. Well, they defaulted to giving him a machine gun. So let's just let him stick with that and call him. Stabby? You know, I don't know why I'm worrying about these names, because I'm sure all these guys will end up dead soon enough. But. Corporal Stabby. That'll work? Who else do we need to rename? Mikhail Zlotnik. Spetsnaz, hearted veteran with Vietnam combat experience. I call you Spunky. Alright, Juliet Renaud. Let us think. Who can we name you after and then send you to glorious death? How about Reynard, name him after the Hearthstone player? No, that seems a little mean even to at least get the genders right if I'm going to name him after somebody. So, well, if I have a Stabby, let's name you Pokey? So much easier when I just go with the default names. I can always change it later. I've already changed your name once in adult life. We can always do it again, and again, and again, and again, until I don't even remember who these people are supposed to be. And last one, Claire Powell. Who shall we... For some reason, this is so much easier for me to do with dudes. Probably because there's more silly ones in video game characters I have no qualms against naming them against. Wow, her strength is almost 70. Corporal She-Hulk. Or no, who else was a... Yeah, I don't want to do Xena. That would be too silly. Alright, now to actually set their loadouts. Yep, sending myself to the death as an assault. Let's change up that default loadup though. Some rifles for map sweeping, some shotguns for when we get into the UFOs. Medkits. Wow, I am kind of a wimp there. No medkit for you then. Well, actually, I'll do this just to set my defaults, and then I'll fiddle down. One for you. 8 shotgun rounds should be more than plenty. Go into the grenades, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. My highly advanced technique of filling up the backpack with stuff. Set the default, and then discard pretty much everything because evidently my avatar must have, be relatively speaking, a wuss, which is kind of appropriate because I would never ever hack it in Special Forces. Sniper loadout. My kits because they're light, and why not? And grenade, all the things. I will never use this many grenades, but hey. It's a default, it's a starting point to work with. And there's no reason to not fully encumber my dudes. Alright. So 1 sniper, 2 assaults. Christopher Robin, I love it. Scarlet, health is low, strength is high. Alright, well in StarCraft 2, one of her strengths is actually just running around all over the place with lots of fast units and just mauling people with Zerlings and Mutalisks. So, since I don't really have a dedicated scout running around looking at things roll, we'll make you an assault and we'll let you be mobile. I'm gonna feel sad when I get her dead. Get her killed. She's one of my favorite foreigners in the StarCraft scene, which, for those you don't know, foreigner is basically anyone that is not Korean. And they are generally much worse than their Korean counterparts. 44 time units. That actually works okay with a machine gun because you're either shooting or moving and you can't do both. So we'll go with this for now. Your job is mostly to... Why am I carrying flashbangs on my machine gunners? That's just silly. Alright. Corporal Pokey. Kind of bad at everything. We'll be nice. We'll make Mr. England a sniper so he has a chance to survive. One moment.